So, some people brought to my attention that apparently Def Noodles has been making the rounds for apologies for people that he has wronged in the past. Apparently, it's multiple people. I haven't looked too much into this. You know how I am. I like to watch everything on the stream. So I found an Adam McIntyre video. It's a solid. I'm sure it'll be solid. Where he put some stuff together. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Now, I could be a little bit of a skeptical guy sometimes, but here's what I know. I know that I didn't receive an apology from Def Noodles. I don't want one. I don't care. I want very little to do with this person, unless, of course, Def wants to make a podcast called the We Fell Off Podcast. It'll be great. At least 200 people will show up. Right? No, but all jokes aside, I didn't receive one. Now, there's probably two reasons for this. One of two. I don't know how much each one is. One is probably because none of these apologies mean anything, and it's just because he's fallen off so hard that he's desperately trying to get some like attention from people again, right? Two, he probably hates me for having I would say maybe this is a pretty significant impact on the failure of his career, but like. Honestly, man, I just don't think that he cares. I think and like obviously one of the factors here is that like I'm like especially now I've restarted my content. And so like I've restarted the channel. I'm like rebuilding. This is my third year of making content, and in this third year I'm like doing like a rebuild. And I'm the nobody. So he doesn't feel like there's a motivation to apologize to me, because like what clout are you going to get from apologizing to some fucking nobody that's we're building a 19K like follower channel? To me, I think it's all just like a virtue signal. I don't think that he actually cares. I think that I think that he thought he would rebound in his career sooner. And it didn't happen. That's what I think happened. I think that he thought he would rebound. I mean, he's doing abysmally. He's pulling the same views. He's doing one video per day, pulling about 2 to 4K of views a video. And of course my channel is similar, but I'm posting like 5 videos a day, getting the same views per video. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're both in our fall off, but this, whatever. And that's fine. I don't care. But I think that that's all it is. It's an attempt to recapture an audience. So yeah, I mean, I think it's all virtue signal. Is that the right word? I don't know. Lie. Either way, let's play this.
Before we get into this disaster of a video, please make sure you're subscribed. I know YouTube unsubscribes people. I know people watch and they're not subscribed.
I haven't been subscribed to my new channel.
I would appreciate you joining the Mucker Army. And also, if you see this, please go and click the pinned comment down below, or type in @the Adam McIntyre on TikTok. Comment on any video saying that you came from YouTube, and make sure to follow, and I will send you a thank you message. Look at me doing my duties as like a YouTuber. This is very professional of me. Anyway, on with the video.
Yeah, true. I probably should do that too. Guys, subscribe.
Hi Muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever.
Bro, you know what too? I think that like Dennis probably could do like a little bit of a rebuild or reformation, because here's the thing, man. When you hit that rock bottom, sometimes it should cause people to like really question, like, damn, who was I? I get that. We've all been there. I've had my ups and downs. So we're in a down right now. We'll be up later. Don't worry. But I don't know. If you're doing rounds of apologies, why wouldn't you apologize for me? Twice you've tried to leverage your platform against me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever. I really don't want it now. But I'm just saying, dude. I mean, swallow that pride.
Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel and on my video today.
Garfield.
And I am very excited for today's video because it is an absolute train wreck, which most of them are, but specifically this one. So we have Def Noodles crawling back to the space that he once abandoned and left several bombs in, to put it lightly. We'll get into everything, but basically he's going around DMing everyone that he basically spent months, if not years, just trashing, trying to ruin their reputation, and just dunking on, trying to make a fool of, but then it all came back and kind of kicked him in the ass, and we're gonna get into everything. Before we do, please, if you're seeing this right now, go over to TikTok.
It's really plugging the TikTok.
And follow me. You can click the pinned comment. It'll be linked, or you can type in my username @the Adam McIntyre. I would really appreciate it. We're really close to 5,000 followers over there, and I'm uploading like crazy over there, and I would really appreciate it. And if you do, I will be so grateful.
All right, how about this? You go to my TikTok, Adam McIntyre, first, and then you let me know, okay? Because my TikTok, my TikTok got like 200,000. Yeah, it's been going up a little bit. I'm posting here and there, figuring out how to do the clip work. I got a viral video less than a week ago. I still got it, baby. 850K. You know, this is my old like, revamped TikTok from like a while ago. So, but still, hey, life is life.
We'll send you a message saying thank you, but go over and comment, say you came from YouTube. So it is at the Adam McIntyre on TikTok. It'll be in the pinned comment. I appreciate everyone that goes over there. I'm having so much fun over there. We're doing live streams every single night and videos every single day. So yeah, please go over and check it out at the Adam McIntyre on TikTok. All right, okay, let's get into this video. So first of all, I just want, before we get into what Kavos has kind of put up here, and the replies are very interesting as well, I thought I would kind of take a little trip down memory lane and go on the Def Noodles YouTube channel. Now, if you do not know who Def Noodles is, I'm going to keep this very brief, like I mean very painfully brief, because there are so many videos on my channel explaining it in, you know, more depth that I don't want to rehash like a lot. But basically,
yeah, and more depth noodles.
Def Noodles was and is a drama channel who was one of the biggest in the game, if not the biggest in the game.
It's so funny because if you really break it down, if you remove how much you don't like Dennis,
we're lost.
Okay, yeah, we're lost. That's how
we're lost.
That's how it feels. If you remove how much you don't like Dennis, he would get up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and he would go and like look through all the bullshit, like ridiculous, like nonsensical, nobody cares Twitter, like in social media drama, and then he would have a video out by like 6 in the morning or something. He like, you know, I don't think that this type of work isn't like hard work, you know, doing this type of shit, but he would put in a lot of work. You know, he has a solid work ethic for the content, and then he just burned the fuck out. Shocking that Papa Guts core demo isn't awake at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. True. But he really has a solid work ethic, and the guy just really ruined himself so bad. Oh my god. I don't mean to laugh because it's whatever, but damn, bro. What happened? What are you doing? If you look on his TikTok though, he's doing okay, but TikTok doesn't really pay very well, so it doesn't really matter. I'll look at
around 2 years ago. He was the first to break stories. He was also the first to make up stories, and he was heavily featured on the H3 channel.
H3, yeah, here's his TikTok. See, he's got a couple bangers. It's from 2 days ago. You know, 1.7 mil.
People are upset with this office over getting a $10,000 offer to remove her clothes. See, a few days ago, she
good for her. You know, he's still got it. Look, he's pulling 2 mil. $2 million, 3 million views. That's almost $100. It's not that bad. It's funny because he has the potential. If he just posts these as shorts on his like YouTube channel, he probably could pull some views.
So people are upset with Doja Cat for a dress.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's doing all right. Well, some of them are all right. A lot of these aren't doing well. But hey, that's how I do my content. You spam post until you get a fucking viral video. Hey, good morning.
He had continuous fights with Keemstar. He's suing Keemstar. Keemstar's counters. There's so many different things.
He really just should have given up that suit, but
going on there. But basically, what ended up happening was that, really condensed, keep in mind, Dennis got really huge ego for the sake of becoming one of the biggest drama channels, if not online.
Sure.
Started completely fabricating stories so that he would be the one that would stand out. He would make.
Did he fabricate stories, or did he just believe everything that he heard because he wanted to be like he wanted to do breaking news? Because I don't remember him like faking stories. I mean, he would just, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I believe he would just be the first one out there, and then it wasn't really a verified story, so it ended up being fake, and he would look silly.
Make up stories just so he stood out, all these different things, okay? So that he would be the first to do it, so that he would be the one with the most stories. And that included not fact-checking a lot of stories, just lies upon lies, right? And then he starts getting called out, and Kavos was one of the OGs to call him out, and Dennis made basically a response video that said Kavos maybe want to quit YouTube. He basically had this obsession with Kavos then since that video because Dennis couldn't take any criticism, and so there was this like years-long.
I thought that it started with like he asked Kavos to look at his content when he was like a silly reaction YouTuber. I mean, I know I'm a silly reaction YouTuber, but I mean like watching a TikTok and going, "Oh wow," and then making silly goofy noises, and then Kavos was like, "This is shit content," and then Def Noodles had like a meltdown.
Battle going on between them two. It was very one-sided from Dennis to Kavos. Basically, that Dennis would never let go that someone wouldn't think that he is the best in the game on YouTube or that he is the funniest person in the world. So
he's very funny.
As the cracks started to form with Def Noodles, people started calling him out more and more for fake stories, for the ego being too big, to all these different things, right?
He's a very funny guy.
And the more he would get called out, the more he would kind of crumble online, because he would want to prove to you that he was the funniest, that he was the best. And then eventually he ended up making his own Def Noodles roast show, which was a live comedy roast.
What is this? Legal pedophilia? Why would you put that on there, Dennis? I'm assuming he can't agree with that.
I'm Shauna Ray. 2 rounds of it's
the other way if count. Now, with all that being said, Dan has posted several videos like this on his Instagram. A few comments in response to Dan's videos have stood out. Here's one.
I don't think I can watch this.
I don't think it's a problem with.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? I forgot I watched like some like show afterwards. People were saying that like Dennis himself sucks. And nobody's ever really watched Dennis for Dennis. They watched him because he collected information and he barely spoke. Like he's not really somebody that you want to listen to. He has such a grating voice.
On Instagram.
I saw the first.
Okay. Reaction from the public. For the people out there saying to mind your own business, I would absolutely not.
There's always this weird slur in his language that feels like not an accent. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying?
Want anyone minding their own business if they see a grown man being affectionate with a small looking girl or boy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to listen to the guy. And then when he started talking more, I think that was a big reason why he fell off. But
under zero circumstances should people look the other way if they saw that. I am sorry for Shauna's rare situation, though. Now, this comment obviously highlights the extent of the preoccupation that a lot of people have with the situation. A lot of people are equating it to pedophilia in one way or another because they're saying that Shauna looks like an 8-year-old. If you remember from the trailer that we watched at the beginning of the show, she specifically says that she looks like...
I don't care. I will say about Shauna, she doesn't look like an 8-year-old. She looks like a very small person, but TLC plays up the angles to make her look like an 8-year-old. Either way, you know, I stand with Shauna. She should be able to find love, okay?
Show in LA, and it lasted very shortly. It was disastrous. There's videos on my channel going through them in depth, but basically it proved that Dennis was not a funny person, was not an entertaining person, was not all this. Then he would get called out for that, and then he started viciously coming for absolutely everyone.
Imagine he's viciously coming.
Started making fun of all of us during his live shows, including myself, and then he started suing Keemstar for things that he's also done. He just basically... he got a bit too ahead of himself. And now, there was at once, I'm actually surprised that he's still making videos, and I don't mean that in a shady way, I just mean that I really don't hear anything from him anymore. Now,
well, yeah, he's got to make that bag, baby.
if I scroll really back on Dennis's channel, whenever he was making, you know, the drama videos, he was pulling sometimes up to like 200k views a video.
You do like a solid 100k consistent per video. Yeah.
Like, we're averaging here about...
and of course, it'd be up and down, but he was doing really well for a while.
150k views, which is incredible in terms of talking about Trisha Paytas, or talking about Ethan Klein, or talking about Keemstar, or, you know, different things with Britney Spears or Gabby Hanna. Like,
I mean, that was literally the three things he would talk about, so, yeah.
200k views is incredible. Now, we start scrolling down, and this was whenever he basically dropped the drama act and was basically making fun of doing drama videos, and he was better than it.
What really happened is Dennis was pulling like about $1.20 to $1.50. He fucked with me the first time during whatever that fucking first thing that we had. Then it started to drop quite like pretty decently. It went down to about 100, but it was still pretty solid. And then he fucked with me again, and then it started really spiraling. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna jerk myself off a little bit here. All right, I don't care.
So he left the entire community and basically did a big this to all of us that he doesn't need it, and you know he's funny enough in himself and all these different things. So whenever he left it, he left all of the community behind that had once supported him and was trying his own thing and showing that he was a funny comedian. And then that
no, not really. He was never really part of like yes, you would say the commentary community. He never really had that audience. Right? He had an audience of like mostly probably like early to late women, 20 to 35-ish maybe, that really like to tune in for like the bullshit that he would put up, because he would find like silly, senseless, like nobody cares news or information, what's it called, news, and they resonated with them. And then he started to act like kind of an asshole, and then they stopped being interested in him. His audience wasn't contingent on like any commentary community. He had an audience of like people interested in bullshit. And then, like, between him being an asshole and him, like, drastically changing his platform and him just kind of spiraling and taking criticism poorly, people just stopped. He just stopped resonating with people. Yeah, a lot of them were H3 fans, for sure.
That didn't work, and then he had burned all of his bridges, and he just ruined a really good thing. So, whenever we scroll back to his recent videos, oh my god, I'm going to need to open my door because it is hot as a coochie in here. My goodness. So, his recent videos, even from like a month ago, so we'll give him like 2 months worth of people being able to watch the videos. We're pulling about 1k views. 1k to 5k views, it seems to be the standard. Now, that's fine. That's still 1,000 people watching you. That's still 5,000 people watching you. The problem is, Dennis now has a channel of 500,000 people subscribed to him. And I don't even know what the percentage is, like 0.000. 1,000 of those people on average are watching the videos now, and that is because people don't trust him anymore, and people don't feel that they can relate to him anymore. People being turned off the idea of him, and all the bridges have been burned. So yeah, we're literally, even drama videos he's making now, we're getting around 1,000 views. I mean, we have a pretty successful one here with 6K, 5K. We've got a 10K one, 3K, 9K. All right, 3K, 10K, 2K.
I just don't think that Dennis realized that he's too honest to God fucking boring. So sit through to be able to get through like an 8-minute commentary video where he's talking about a piece of like information. And I'm really not trying to be an asshole, but it's the truth. Like nobody wants to sit. He doesn't have, first of all, he is, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, an accent. He's just unappealing to listen to. He doesn't say anything particularly intelligent. When he was just peddling information, like stories, when he was just pushing 5 stories a video, of course people are going to like him because you don't really have to get his personality. But he's not a personality content creator at all. I mean, really, the only thing he's good at is hunting down senseless information and not giving his perspective on it. To be absolutely real with you, if I'm being honest with you.
Doing better.
But, hey.
4K, 3K, 3K, 4K. 3K, 2K. All right, so we're very up and down here. So we'll say an average of 3 to 4K views. Now, again, he's still making the same content that he was making whenever he was in the drama peak, even though he said that that was so, beneath him.
Also, though, here's the content that he should be doing, okay? This is the real stuff here, guys.
Suns, Jesus.
All right, I gotta watch. It's horrible, but I have to watch it again. Okay, this is peak content, guys. The pink dragon lore kills me every time.
But he's now pulling...
Okay.
That. So, very interesting. So, I knew, and everyone knew, we all talk behind the scenes, not specifically about Def Noodles, but we all talk and we all knew that eventually the money would dry up and he would try to come back to everyone because having a community behind you is really important, and also just being a part of a community is really nice, specifically whenever it's what we all do is so the next day you can be gone. You know what I mean? Like what we're seeing with Dennis.
Hey, just get a real job. Go be a bus driver. That's what if I have to go back to work, I'll just become a bus driver or something again. Make decent money. Probably I can make about $30 an hour. I don't give a fuck. I'm just vibbing out, bro. And if I do well, I do well. If I don't do well, just give it a job. Who cares?
And it's important to support each other, even if you don't necessarily like each other. There's a lot of drama channels that I absolutely adore, and there's a lot that I have, no problem shouting out, and they're the same with me. And that's not even a fake thing. That's just like feeling that it's nice to have a community behind you or be a part of something whenever what we do feels so lonely.
Sure. But I get that. You gotta be a little careful with communities sometimes, because sometimes it can cause your content to become a little biased if you're sitting in like a echo chamber. But
anyway, Dennis ruined all of that, and we knew that eventually he would come back because he would need to. With the views that he's pulling right now and the lifestyle he lives, all I can assume, again, this is just assuming, is that the spending is a lot more than what's being made. And
I will say one thing, because Dennis, the community, like, again, he was never really part of the commentary community, at least not for a long time. In his most successful moments, he wasn't part of the community. But I will say it was like the H3 community. And whether you like Ethan or not, I don't know, and I don't like Def, but Ethan didn't really do anything for Def. Like, he, like, it was kind of his boy. And he, like, once he became, like, socially diarrhea, Ethan just said nope. And I don't know, maybe it was a good decision. I mean, honestly, maybe he was like, yeah, this guy's a real asshole or something. But, if you guys were really friends, man, why not, like, I don't know, Def maybe should have reached out to Ethan and be like, Ethan, can you give me a platform to say I'm sorry or something? You know what I mean? I don't know, something like that. Because that was really his audience more than anything else.
And I'm allowed to speculate on this because Dennis recently posted a TikTok basically gloating about that he had spent like hundreds of thousands of dollars last year. So, I mean, we'll see if you're pulling that this year as well. Maybe so if you're not going to get the community behind you again. So, Kavos tweeted, Def Noodles, the man who slandered me, tweeted last year about how he was going to physically assault me, and overall douchebag has now reached out to bury the hatchet, even though the hatchet was so one-sided with Dennis. Here's my response. So Dennis has said the following. Hi Kavos, hope you're doing alright. I know we didn't see eye to eye about a lot of things, but it was very one-sided. Are we saying that that's the issue here? Everything was really done by the noodle.
The noodle. Yeah, this doesn't even really seem to be an apology as much as it is like a, hey, we both fucked up, let's be friends. I was like, what?
I know we don't see eye about a lot of things and that we've had misunderstandings in the past. Basically said that you, like, wanted to, like, take him out. Yeah, I mean, is that a misunderstanding? Alright then. I would want us to try and turn a new leaf. I'm sure you do. Would love to be able to chat with you and hopefully bury the hatchet. No pressure. Okay. If you don't want to do it, it's perfectly fine. We can do it off camera or however else you want to do it. Let me know.
Okay.
And then Kavos said that his response is this, which basically just says no and a little meme. So here's the
no and a little meme
response that Kavos has continued to say. Good luck to him turning a new leaf. I barely even befriended people online. I have no want or need to be on good terms with him after everything he's done. To the people who say, why post this online? Because every time he's slandered or said something wrong, it was online for all to see. I have no sympathy for him or his apology. This was only 4 months ago, LMAO. So sorry that I'm not forgiving this psycho. And we have this tweet from Zaddy Noodles. Because he's so funny, remember, that was his name online. This was Kavos. I have no interest in boxing you in my ring. If you want to fight, this is my final offer. I will book a flight tomorrow, fly out within the week, and meet you at a mutually agreed street to MURDERU. This is my
murder you. Did he actually say murder you? Okay. You know, I of course got a little bit upset with the whole ending. I wish I didn't get so, I guess, emotional, you'd say. Towards the end there, my last Dennis arc, though I think my response was valid. I just wish I wasn't so, frustrated about it. You know what I mean? It's like if somebody rear-ends you with the car and you get out and starts cursing at them, and later you're like, I wish I didn't react like that. But it was a valid reaction. But now I kind of almost wish he did go on the street and walk around with a picture of me, say, does this guy look like a pedophile? You know what I mean? Because it might have been funny. Let's see what picture would be a good picture to use for that. Let's see. Not this one. What picture makes me look the most like a pedophile? Oh, if this was me, it would be that one. Let's see. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, maybe no, not that one. Yeah, this is incredible. This is the one. This is the picture that you should look at. That you should go look at. I don't know, man. Okay. I don't know. That's a whole dildo. Well, I'm sure you could find a good one to walk around and ask, but yeah.
Final offer. So we're gonna read through some of the responses. LOL, why are people trying to shame you for not accepting? You have every right not to. F that guy. Just morons who are either his fans or have conveniently forgot what he did. And I think that is such an important thing. Do we need to rehash and go through absolutely everything that Dennis did within the span of, specifically just a couple weeks, but within the span of a couple months? He was absolutely deranged, coming for all of us. Trying to take down people like Havas, trying to do all this, suing, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, I have no mercy for him. There was a time on YouTube I actually, which is so funny to say now, respected Daft Noodles. But all of that came crumbling down whenever we were shown the real Daft Noodles. Anyway. Also, for everyone who wants to get mad about me sharing...
Here's the picture you could walk around with. You ready? I'm about to look like a pedo. My wife got me a random box from Target, and this was in it. This booby pad. Now, apparently this is a 16-year-old girl from some kind of cartoon or anime show. So this is the perfect picture to go around and be like, does this guy look like a pedophile? This is my waifu. What's her name? This is my waifu, Tits McGee. There you go. Go around with that picture. Perfect picture. I honestly think it works out pretty well. I think the glasses kind of give like a spark to it too. They look pretty good. Go around and do that. How about that?
DM. Alright, let me... he was live yesterday asking his chat to help him construct his apology. So it's important to note, that the apology has now been talked about, constructed, by the... sorry. Including moderators, 37 people that were on this live stream.
Okay.
This fall from grace needs to be studied. Like, needs to be studied. Anyway... this live is no longer up, so maybe he realized how pathetic he looked, but this apology was what him and his chat came up with together in his live stream yesterday. He blocked me for calling him out for his apologies not being authentic if he can't come up with them on
they're EDP glasses,
his own. So he was live yesterday asking his audience to help him construct the apology. So even the apology isn't even authentic, which is crazy. So
you could have other people help you construct an apology. It doesn't make it inauthentic. I just don't think it's an apology. It's more of a like, we both did things wrong, LOL kind of a thing.
Pretty public, and also means F all because he needed help to make it. So then we have someone commenting on Dennis's stream saying, are these apologies even real if you're relying on your chat to tell you what to say? Just curious. I'm sure you'll block me again, but I 100% don't care, and neither does anyone else. Bye, y'all. So his audience are literally writing. He had 37 people helping him write this.
Wow.
And that's what they came up with. I mean,
Well,
the
clearly one of
intelligence
them was
level
hate
seems to be
watching.
shared by them all. Alright, we have someone saying, dude, just tell him you forgive him and it's not a big deal, lol. No need to drag the guy, like he did to absolutely everyone, including Kavos, for months. Alright. Let the hate go, my friend. Even if you don't really feel it, let that man begin the path to bettering himself. Is it bettering himself whenever all the money's ran out and you just need to come back and do what you did to make money? Because we can call a spade a spade. That is what this is.
I think that's what it is too. Because again, where's my apology? But hitting like your lowest low sometimes what can really reveal like, wow, fuck, here's all the things I did wrong. You know what I mean? So they're probably, I don't think it's genuine at all, but you know, fundamentally it could still be genuine.
He can begin without my
Because that's like hitting rock bottom. Usually people hit rock bottom and they're like, oh fuck, you know?
validation or forgiveness. He did unforgivable stuff, and if you forgive, then watch the video on my channel. I'm not fake enough to pretend to forgive someone. Then they said I can, you know, respect that. I legit defended this man's content and called him out for the violence, and he still came for me. I'd stay clear of him. So basically that Dennis was blocking people who were saying that him, like, wishing violence on
Dennis the Menace, baby.
Kavos was, like, a bit much. He blocked them.
Dennis the Menace,
So,
baby.
but people are like, if Dennis really wants peace, he should appear on your content, basically giving you content, and Kavos was like, but I don't want him on my channel. Like, basically, this is what everyone feels with Dennis. They're, like, not even willing to be, like, they don't even want to hear Dennis, like, because that's how much Dennis has burned the bridges. Burned.
Also, he just has such a, like I said, a grating voice. Who the fuck even wants to hear him talk? Holy fuck. Nails on a chalkboard. Okay.
Gasoline, everything on it. Crazy. Yeah, I've got to agree with some of the other guys. I get not being respectful, but if someone is genuinely trying to turn their life around, it's all good. He doesn't need my approval, though, to turn it around. I don't need his apology, and I have every right to what I said. And I think that is such a great point, and I think people are not focusing enough on the fact Dennis thought
Dennis the Menace,
that
yeah.
he didn't care this much about it, that he got his audience to write the apology for him. That stupid-ass, lame apology was written with the help of 37 people, and you're telling me that we have to respect and learn to move on? If it was a respectful and moving on, he would have done this in private. The way his messages is like, we can talk off camera. Then why are you already talking about forgiving and Kavos and all like this on your streams?
Well, what I will say about streaming, as a very prolific and impactful streamer, no, but as like I stream, and one thing is that when it comes to streaming, it's a little different than content sometimes. It really depends. But, you know, a lot of times it's just, it's like a personal space where you're amongst, I wouldn't say friends, because everybody in my chat's a loser. But so am I. So I guess we are friends. But it's kind of a more personal space where a lot of times you can't even keep up the content guys, right? Like a lot of times people can't really put the performance on, especially if you stream for hours and hours a day. I mean, it's impossible to be like a fake person unless you're really fucking committed to the act. Which I don't know how, it sounds exhausting. So he may have just been like, damn, like this is what I think happened. I think that Dennis was like, damn, I really fell off super hard. Maybe if I apologize to some people that are still seen as important, I can like regenerate like an audience. But and there might have been some genuine elements to it, but I don't really think overall that there was any like real reflection, honestly. So at this point, if he really wants to change his shit, he should probably shift over to doing shorts. I mean, like for real, all Dennis should do is he should probably give up the long form 8-minute commentary videos, and just completely devote his time to doing YouTube shorts, TikToks, and Instagram reels and putting up like every little bit of, oh, this is a thing that's happening. Oh, this is a thing that's happening. That's what he should focus most of his time on. Because I think that's really all he's got left, which is just basically shorter versions of what he used to do, which he probably hated. But really, you just have to put a video on the screen, watch it, and go beep 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 boopy. Give a little bit of commentary that doesn't really matter, that a fucking a giraffe could do, and there you go. There's your content. That's all he's really got to do.
Albeit, you're basically talking to no one anyway on these streams, but like still, it's just weird. So yeah, the responses to this are very mixed, but all I'm gonna say is that my response to this, oh, and by the way, the like quotes are people like defending Kavos, being like, it wasn't even a personal apology to you, it was like an ad-libs apology. You deserve a lot better than a half-assed apology your community that Dennis basically wrote. Alright, okay, and then there was one as well that was like, Kristen Ark, this month is getting better and better. There was someone who basically said, glad some people have a backbone in this community. And like, here's my final
It's almost February, guys. That's when the content starts to really pick back up, okay?
take on it. Dennis's ego is still so large that he doesn't even want to do an apology privately. Like, he's using his audience as kind of like okay, we'll all do this together if you insist. kind of mentality.
I don't think that you can say that unless you show us him doing that, which is possible. It's possible on his stream. He's like, all right, guys, you want me to apologize? Let's do it. That's probably not what happened. I was probably more of like, and again, you can definitely question the level of authenticity, but it was most likely him like, oh man, like I feel so down. I'm very depressed. It's been months and I haven't picked back up, which he probably thought he would pick back up. Maybe I should apologize. Okay, well, what about Kavos? Guys, you think I should do that? And they're like affirming him, and that's like his, whatever, comfortable space. I don't think that it was, and I could be wrong because he removed the video, but I don't think it was like the way that Adam's making it seem like as if like people came on like, you should really apologize to Kavos, and he's like, you know what? If you insist, I don't really think that's what it is, but...
So then, if Kavos was to tweet this like Dennis would be like, oh, but it was my audience that wrote it anyway, so it's not authentic, you're not trying to better yourself, and it just seems that you're now trying to... Apparently, Tipster got this as well. It seems that everyone's going to get, allegedly, a formulated apology that's very badly written, considering 38 people, including Dennis, wrote it, including moderators, to basically get him back into the community again. But all I'm going to say is, like, you're already, like, basically back in the community. I mean, you're making drama videos again, which you said you weren't going to do, that wasn't,
Well, drama videos doesn't mean you're in a community, but I get what you're saying.
Something you wanted to do anymore. You're a comedian, you don't want to do anything. I mean, you're making them, and I mean, you've got an audience.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. You've got a couple thousand people watching, and that's more than if you had said to anyone in the community a couple months ago what we would have thought you would have had, because you were so disrespectful. You were so just destructive, and it was a mess. And it's like,
I don't know, guys. That t-shirt of me crying was kind of based, if you look back at it now. It's a little funny. It's kind of fucked up considering why I was upset, but it was fucking fucked up. Looking back at it now, like, damn. That was fucked up. That was sad. It's a little based, but okay. He should have just rode that Dennis based train. He should have just stopped responding to people. He should have just done the on the street video, okay? Don't do that, okay? It's a joke. I'm a comedian. It's funny. Don't trust anything I say. It's all a joke.
like, there's so few people that I feel like people have this mentality of, like, we don't care, you've done too much. Like, for so many people,
I guess,
including, like, the likes of, like, Trisha Paytas, people are like, oh, we'll forgive or whatever like this. In the process of Dennis doing these things, he was doubling down on the fact that he'll never apologize for him. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to provoke people. He's trying to piss people off. He's doing it.
Yeah, that was like a huge cope from him when he was like, no, I'm doing this to make you upset. Like, it was a cope. He was really angry and upset. Dennis is like a 30-something-year-old, like almost a 40-year-old man with like deep-seated anger issues. That's his real problem. Hey, good morning, Linda.
Everything you can to get attention. And it worked for a long time, but it's not working anymore because you expose that that's all it was to you. And that just kind of shows that there's not really authenticity there. So I struggle, personally, to feel bad for someone like that.
I actually kind of feel bad for Dennis. But all jokes aside, like, he really fell off hard, man. And I don't even know if he could ever recover. Although I did give him the path that he could take, which is going to be all shorts content. But, yeah, I just... Damn. He got nay-nayed.
Especially when you don't even have the balls to do an apology yourself, and you have to make it a group effort.
I had my mommy help me write my apologies.
Muckers, let me know your opinion of this. We can talk down below. Again, please go over and follow me on TikTok. And if you do, please go over and comment and let me know. Please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. And yeah, please talk about this down below. Okay, I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, I also think it's important to note that I haven't had any personal conversations with Kavos. So I'm being 100% unbiased here. I've actually had more conversations behind the scenes with Dennis than I have with Kavos. So okay. All right, bye. Just clear that up. Before we get into
Okay.
I want Papa God to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.